I'm not a huge superstitious person, but I heard crazy things happen on Friday the 13th. So you guys stay safe out there. Maybe look over your shoulder a couple of extra times. But I'm sending you all positive vibes, and here's to hoping that you all have a wonderful day and nothing crazy happens. Speaking of crazy, one of the most beloved yet extremely dysfunctional families out there is coming back to TV tonight. I got my little reminder set. My popcorn is ready, honey, because at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Mama June's Road to Redemption is back, and I've heard that the season premiere is full of so much tea. This show is one of my all-time favorites. It is definitely a guilty pleasure, and I think the biggest reason for that is because I have a thing for dysfunctional families. I love watching shows like this. I think the biggest reason why is because, let's be real here, nobody's family is perfect. We all got at least one family member who's the oddball out and causes mayhem everywhere they go. So I just love the authentic realness of it. And according to Mama June and other family members, the show is completely unscripted. Now, I don't know if I believe that or not, because there has been instances where certain things happen in the show that felt very played out or acted out. Plus, I've watched quite a few interviews from big time producers of shows like this who say that all TV shows are scripted to some extent. Let me know what you think. Is it scripted? Is it not? And are you going to be tuning in tonight as well? In preparation for this premiere, Mama June's been doing several interviews, and in one of her most recent ones that came out this week, she tells it all, you guys. Not only does she go into detail about her and Gino's relationship and what it was really like behind the scenes, but she also goes into detail about the real struggles that her and her family go through when the cameras are off. One of those being this most recent drama circulated around Alana and her new boo, Draylon. But if you guys remember in my last video where we talked about the new season, I did briefly mention Alana and her new boo and how happy I was for her, because she is such a hard worker, you guys. She has worked her butt off literally since she was 6 years old, and throughout this whole time, I don't know about you guys, but I personally have not seen her be a child and get to live her life and just be a normal kid, not one time. It seems like she's constantly working, and throughout all the shows she's been on, we haven't really seen her socializing with friends a great deal or ever dated before. We almost always see her going out with Pumpkin and the baby and, you know, being around her family, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's great to be family oriented, but at the same time, she's a freaking teenager. It's important that she has those experiences and she gets to live her life and find herself. However, fans and viewers of the show have some concerns. The main one being the fact that there is an age gap. Alana is only 16 years old and her boyfriend is 20 years old. On top of that, there are people out here who really are sending her a lot of hate because she's in an interracial relationship. Listen, Lindas, before I even give you my thoughts and opinions on all of that, Mama June had her own thoughts and opinions on this. So I'm going to play a couple of clips from her recent interview. If you guys want to check it out for yourselves, as always, it will be linked in the description below.
Your daughter, Elena, or Honey Boo Boo as everyone knows her, is 16 and she's dating a 20-year-old man. Now we're going right into it. Why are you choosing to defend this relationship?
A lot of people got to realize Alana's fixing to be 17. And I think that, you know, she is getting a lot of hate because it is an interracial marriage, an interracial couple. Also, you know, people got to realize that, you know, Pumpkin and Josh were the same age when they met 7 years ago. So, you know, in the state of Georgia, the legal age is 16.
This one is kind of tough for me because the truth is, I know if she was just a few years older and an adult, nobody would bat an eyelash at the age difference here. But because she is a minor and still developing both physically and mentally, of course, fans have concerns for this. And as a mother, I do understand those concerns. I have two beautiful little girls myself, and I can't say that I would approve of them dating an adult man at the age of 16. From my own personal experience, I did go through a similar phase as a teenager teenager. And you do have to be careful because there are guys out there that will take advantage of a young girl who doesn't know any better and has never been in a relationship before. This Draylen guy seems to be a real catch. They've been together for a year and he makes Alana really happy. For all we know, Pumpkin could be extremely strict on the both of them and there could be rules that they have to abide by. There's a lot of unknowns that I think we're going to watch unfold in this latest season. I will say, however, the fact that people are giving her such a hard time about this and judging her so harshly is absolutely disgusting to me. She is a young lady who probably is already hard enough on herself and needs zero help with putting herself down. So the fact that there's grown people out here judging her so harshly because of who she chooses to date is ridiculous. And the fact that there are still so many judgmental people out here when it comes to interracial relationships. You don't have to like the fact that she's dating someone of a different color. That's okay. That's your prerogative. But it isn't your life to live. And in my opinion, none of us have the right to tell someone else who they can and can't fall in love with, especially because of color.
First episode, it does kind of address your relationship with Gino falling apart. What made it so hard for you to leave? And do you understand where your family was coming from?
March the 13th, 2019, along with the drug charge. I should have never dismissed those charges. But I was scared. I went in front of the grand jury and said, oh, everything's amazing. And it wasn't. When there's real shit going on in our life, cameras are not in our life 24/7, guys. That's what people do, get the misconception about. I didn't have time. Hey, let's call a film crew. Let's call this. Let's call it. It just doesn't work like that, guys, because we're unscripted. We're real, you know? Even in my addiction, when y'all saw me spiral out of control in season 4, I was ready to walk away then, but didn't know how to. It would have been easier for me to escape with the drugs like I had in the past, but me being strong enough in my own sobriety, because so many fans have reached out to me and so many families and so many people look up to that. When you're going through something like I went through, you know, I loved Hutchinson Island. I love South Florida. I faced my darkest days, almost died a couple of times on that island. So that island has a special meaning to me. I faced my darkest times, but I also faced my brightest times in learning who I was.
Congratulations on being in a new relationship. It seems like it's going very well. You guys seem very happy.
And I met him back in June of last year, and we were just friends. I met him actually on TikTok behind somebody's live. You know, Justin came into my life, you know, when both of us kind of needed each other, and we were just friends, and he had no idea who I was. End of September, I finally had to tell him, look, dude, I like you. Got me thinking stuff. But Justin was always that constant person that never went anywhere. He's going to be on the show. First, he was telling him, hell no. And then finally, he was like, okay, it's part of your life. And he just kind of jumped all in and went to the dive in and didn't like wade his feet into the water.
Have there been real talks about maybe trying to regain custody?
Yeah, you know, like you'll see that coming along like in the season. And it is an emotional thing because, I mean, you know, a lot of things, you know, are real, you know, like a lot of like real life issues are going on behind the cameras. So when we come in front of the cameras and we talk about it, it is kind of still raw to us. It's like ripping that Band-Aid off, you know, and so, you know, it's kind of like revisiting what has been going on all this time.
Y'all, Mama June is looking so good these days, and her boyfriend ain't looking too bad either. And being able to say that you have 29 months of sobriety under your belt, that on its own is something to be extremely proud of. Hearing her open up about her and Gino's relationship was kind of hard to listen to because I watched all of that unfold. So to hear her open up about how producers knew a lot of this stuff was going on and that she was at the end of her rope, how abusive the relationship was, and so on and so on. I am interested to see how all of it plays out in this new season. But Mama June already warned us, the first episode is a tearjerker, you guys, so be sure to get your tissue paper. There's been a lot of new changes for this whole family, and I've got a feeling that this season is gonna be a doozy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you guys excited for tonight's premiere? Will you be watching? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned because we will be recapping tonight's episode tomorrow. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you haven't already, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing before you go, and tapping the bell for post notifications. That way you're notified every single time I upload. I appreciate all of you to the moon and stars, and until the next one, mwah. Bye guys!